Hello everyone. This is some interpretation of news in Turkey for the non-Turkish people who are living in Turkey and interested in the Turkey situation, or people living outside Turkey but still interested in in Turkey and what's happening in this country. I'm doing this. I'm going to be reading the news and translating them and letting you understand what's happening in this country. I'll start with Hürriyet, which is one of the most favorite newspapers in this country, because no matter from which side you are, it doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a conservative, Islamist, whatever. Everybody reads this newspaper, so it's a very important newspaper. It's one of the oldest newspaper in the country, which that's why I'll be choosing some news from here. And the next one is another paper called Sözcü. So the first one was Hürriyet, the other one is Sözcü, which is interesting. And the last one I'm going to talk to you about is Cumhuriyet. It's the Republican paper, obviously. All these papers are opposition papers against the government. Not Hürriyet very much against the government, but again they have their freedom. So it's better to have some look at news from here. So let's go to Turkey today, which is 15th of December 2015. And when we look at the news, at the headlines, we can see what's happening. For example, here at the main headline here on the top, ve Türkiye o ittifaka dahil oldu, which means Turkey has joined the task force, which is Türkiye teröre karşı İslam ittifakına dahil oldu. It's a kind of a formation which the Islamic countries have formed, and Turkey has joined them. It's Saudi Arabistan, Saudi Arabia, which is amongst them as well, and another 33 country has set up a formation as a Islamic coalition against terrorism. So this is a new thing because we didn't know anything about it. You could see which main countries are there: Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Pakistan, Jordan, Tunisia, Qatar, Libya, Mali, Marrakesh, Somali, Sierra Leone, Sudan, Comore Islands, Mauritania, Nigeria, Yemen, Gabon. You can see all these countries. So these have formed this Islamic formation. But you know what? Iran is not there, which is one of the most important Islamic countries. But as you know, Islam is actually has a kind of two main branches, like the Shias and the Sunnis. So Iran is Shia, and it's not in this formation. So this is one of the news. Let's go to the others from the Hürriyet. The opposition party, CHP, the Republican Party, the head of the party is called Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. They are also looking at what the ruling government is planning to do, and as you may know, the ruling party AKP is trying to change the constitutional law, and I won't say what is aimed by changing this constitutional law at the moment, but the main goal in this is to be able to start presidential government like the American system in Turkey, which we don't want, obviously. And here Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, the opposition party leader, says that the four main articles, the four main starting articles in the constitutional law, they shouldn't be changing. As long as you keep them safe and sane, we would be cooperating, he says, which is something good, because we need to be cooperating with this government to be able to have a voice in it. That's why it's important. Now we go to another news, and we are looking at this. The ex-AKP minister has been arrested. This is he has been arrested. He used to be a minister for AKP. He's been arrested under the accusations of the parallel. There is another. This government has created another terrorist activity, and this is coming from Fethullah. This is Fethullah Gülen, the imam. Actually, he's an imam, but he lives in states in Pennsylvania, and he's blamed. And actually, there's an arrest order for him in this country, and there are a lot of supporters who are supporting this formation and this imam who lives in America. So, and the AKP government, who used to be friends with them, now are collecting all the people who are linked to this imam in America. There has been a recent meeting in the Parlamento, the ministry meeting, and this is the deputy prime minister who's giving a brief after the meeting, and the main this is just blah blah from the government, because actually they know they have a very big problem in the east of the country, mainly Turkish area, and then nothing really too very serious. As you know, there was a convention in France, in Paris, and the main, of course, the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Laurent Fabius, has been the host for many countries all around the world, mainly European countries, who are affected by the flow of the immigration that goes into the Europe. So the main thing they want to do is to stop this. So they want peace in Syria, and they had this conference, which is hopefully going to have an effect over in Turkey as well. We will look a little bit into the other paper, which is called Sözcü, just quickly at the headlines about today. You can see the main headlines here. Again, it's mainly, there's something about the Kurdish leader who's arrested and is in prison in Turkey. He's in prison, and this is about again the opposition party and what he said. This is about Izmir. Izmir is one of the most developed cities in this country, and it's unbelievable to see that in Izmir there's a school. There's a school which is, can you look at the building? There's a container, and these kids are standing in these containers. Oh, my lovely poor people. And you deserve better than this. This is today's government. This is today's school in a city named Izmir, which is one of the most important cities in this country. Look at that school. Unbelievable. Let me go further. We can see that we have an inflation of 8%, but when you look at the kitchen, you can see the inflation is 23%. And let's see if there's anything important here for today. See, again, Istanbul. Istanbul is losing all the green area and the fauna it used to have. Sorry, you can see in these pictures that the jungles, all the forests, all the green, all the fauna is going away because they are expanding the improvement plan and they want to have more buildings everywhere. Look at this, look at this. This all used to be green, it says here in the picture. So this for the new airfield they want to build, but they don't know what they're killing. The forest will not come back, the green will not come back. The airport is not everything. We don't want airport, we want the green. Right, let's go back to the headlines here. Now it's going to just bits and bops. Well, let's go actually to the Republican paper called Cumhuriyet and see what they have here as the headlines. Look at this. This is Diyarbakir. You see, Diyarbakir is in the east of the country, is one of the largest cities in the east of the country, and this is really saddening to see that in this city of Diyarbakir, obviously it's got small districts. It's the main province and it's got small district. One of them is Sur, called Sur. There's a curfew in this country in mainly 3 or 4 settlement areas. There's a curfew. You can't walk into the street. This is unbelievable to have a curfew in a country like this. Democratic and freedom is everything we want, but obviously there is provocations that these people are not stopping their protests, and sadly we hear that every day. There is news coming about people losing their lives, like from the police force or soldiers or the ordinary people. Like, this is from the yesterday, and there's been 2 deaths. It's really saddening to hear these. Let's go back to the main headlines. See again 2 of the other smaller settlements called Cizre and Slopi. These have been problematic for a very, very long time. And when you look at the picture here, you can see that there's a shackle. Let's just go into that. See, in Izmir, where there isn't a terrorist problem, you just saw what the school was like. Not nice for a country like this. And now, when you look at Cumhuriyet News, you could see actually in 2 of the smaller settlements, Şırnak, Cizre, Silopi, the schools, the doors are shackled. You can get education. You can't get the education. This is a disaster. I mean, bigger than any other disaster. To see that the education has stopped, it means a lot to people who would understand this. How can we stop the education? I mean, there needs to be done so many things. I'm not saying much now, but let's keep looking. Yeah. See again, poor family has been massacred. God. And again, the Cumhuriyet Republican paper is giving a nice news about the headline is the wrong calculations coming back from Baghdad. Actually, it's a saying in Turkish. This is about what you do wrong. You always have to turn back and try to undo your wrongs. Turkey sent some force to the Mosul in Iraq, which was not very much appreciated by, the Iraqi government. But the local government in the north of Iraq, of course, was supporting Turkey for sending these troops to aid and educate and get the Peshmerga fighters to fight against the ISIS. But obviously, after all the oppositions, Turkey is now pulling back most of its soldiers from the Mosul area. So we are coming out of Mosul. Actually, why would we ever be there? We don't need to be in Mosul. That's not our country. So it's stupid. We shouldn't be involved into all of these matters. You see, when the founder of this country founded this country, one of the main the mottos was peace in the world, peace at home, which was summarizing the Turkish foreign policy. It was like mainly standing out of most of the events, like Switzerland in the Second World War, like Turkey in the Second World War. They didn't join the Second World War. So it's the same thing. Turkey always wanted to stay away from the major problems. Turkey would be a mediator when there was a problem, actually, rather than creating problems. But these days, it looks like we have put a finger into creating problems, and we're doing that well. I mean, the government is doing that. We are not a part of it. The government is doing that. See, again, it's come into the headline, the shackle on the school door. It's really scary to look at a school door shackled. updating the page itself. Let's see if there's anything else important to say. The Syrian immigrants and all the pain and misery they go through is still there. One of the Syrian refugees has carried the dead body of his child for the 5 kilometers. It's just this world. When did the world come to this? Now there's a critical message from Obama. We need to see what he's talking about. When he says that the Middle East needs to do more. Okay, he said that the American nation can have a. Hopefully, that he's wishing for the American nation to have a nice and peaceful holiday and the winter veil. And then he has been talking about ISIS, and that Turkey and the US will be joining forces in a higher scale to be able to fight against this. And that they want to end this ISIS. Well, please do. And then like Carter is coming to Incirlik. You know Carter. He's like the Obama's right hand. Well, he's coming to Incirlik, Adana, to further discuss the plans of fighting against the ISIS. ISIS is gonna go, but it's going to change the world in a way. Well, this is so far for today. I'm going to do this every day. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this every day, and hopefully, this would mean something to somebody. Meanwhile, before going, Adana is one of the cities in the east of the country. Very popular, and the drinking is a hobby. Especially the raki is very famous there, because Adana, there's a lot of kebab things going on there. So in one of the restaurants there was a fight, and as soon as the fight was over, all the tables were set back, and everybody just started drinking like nothing happened. Adana is doing very good with drinking thing. So it was a little bit of a drinking news for you. So we drink as Turks, that's for sure. Some other news, again a picture from Istanbul. Was losing everything he used to have. It's all becoming skyscrapers, no green, 20 million people stuck there. Horrible city. I'm aiming to add something and to be able to just say something about what's happening. So I'll do this every day. This was my first try. Hopefully I will not give up, and I will get better in doing the interpretations. Maybe I'll do more preparation, so I don't need to like read and translate, and it will be better, hopefully. Have a nice day. This is 15th, tomorrow will be the 16th of December, and I will come back with more news tomorrow. Have a nice day.